Hey everyone, so I wanted to go over my $86,000 salary and how I'm going to be budgeting it in 2026. Unfortunately, we didn't get a raise. We are getting a bonus in around November and another bonus next year. But our union, let's say they had it cut out for them this time around with this administration, and I went on strike. I lost some of my income because I went on strike for a couple of days, but I think we pulled through and we kept poking the bear and we kept fighting, and everything turned out all right, given the fact that it's very tough for a lot of people right now, a lot of layoffs and all that stuff. So I'm glad to have a union. I'm glad to have gone on strike, even if there was loss of income and stuff like that, because I mean, there was going to be loss of income anyhow without no bonus and without no increased pay. So let's get into the numbers. My net income, I estimated to be $4,788 next year. Deductions, I mean, I didn't list them on here, but my pre-tax deductions that include taxes, union fees, things like that, that amounts to another $1,000. And there's going to be $1,008.45 taken out of my 457B pre-tax and $658.50 for my pension pre-tax. So that's my income. It all comes out to about $86,000, counting taxes and stuff. For my core expenses, living category, rent, I'm going to be setting aside $1,350. My landlord told me he's not going to be raising my rent for next year because my fridge did break down and I replaced it myself when he should have done that. Utilities is $100. That includes gas and electricity and my internet spectrum. Phone is $165 and it's very expensive because it covers 3 lines and it also covers the internet for my nephew. Groceries is $300. If I ever do go over groceries, then I grab from my restaurant category, and you'll see why in a little bit. Renter's insurance is $100. Household is $44. Random number, but I guess that's what it is. Household is $44. Health is going to be $50. Subscriptions is $40. So subscriptions is Netflix, Spotify, and PBS. I use my PBS and my Spotify more than Netflix. Netflix is just for my family. I never use that, and I can't bring myself to cancel it because my family uses it. Okay, so transportation. I like having transportation. It's within its own category and being very detailed because I use my car all the time. I drive down to see my family at least once a week, and I use it for work as well. So gasoline, I set aside $150. Public transportation, if I do have to use public transportation to like get down to downtown LA, I'll grab from another transportation categories to cover it. So I'm not really budgeting for that, but it's still, I still like to track it. Car wash is $7.99. Car maintenance is $125, just like car insurance. My registration is $26.50. AAA is $21. Tires is $20 because I change my tires about once every 3 years. So I figured it's an anticipated expense. I should really have a tire category, especially because when tires go flat or something like that, it's nice to just have the money to replace a tire. AAA also has common clutch. I cover for me and my dad, and it covers I think 100 miles of towing, and I have fallen in a ditch one time in like an unpaved road, and AAA came to the rescue. The amount of times they've come to the rescue. Oh, and then for my wallet, the other day I lost my wallet. Someone found it and gave it to a security guard, and the security guard called AAA, and then AAA called me, and they're like, this person has your wallet. I'm like, oh, well, thank you very much. I've lost this wallet twice. Both times they've been returned. Usually people just take the money and then return everything else. So gifts and giving, I'm setting aside $127 for my nephew's braces. I'm planning to use the bonus that I'm getting from work this year to front load a lot of that, but I told my sister that I'd pay for half of it because I did have braces when I was an adult, and that was expensive. But my nephew, I want him to have a little bit of, what is it? To have more self-confidence, that's what it is, in his teenage years, and not have that expense later. So if he doesn't use his retainer, I still use my retainer, by the way, and I got it replaced this year, which was super expensive. I just got a crown yesterday, which is dental work. Family support is $250. I set that money aside as a sinking fund in case of emergencies, things like that. And these type of funds help me not be so, like, well, I will admit, sometimes resentful, but lately it's like more freedom to help out whenever it's needed. It's freedom to me because I want to help out, but the resentment was coming from not having that money set aside and having to take from other categories or other goals that I wanted to accomplish. But having this money set aside has definitely helped me just be more giving and, well, you know, good stuff. Gifts and giving is $70. Mental health services is for access to mental health services for someone other than myself. It's $142.50. Community is $25. And that's just to, if I want to like donate to a GoFundMe or things like that, just more local kind of stuff as opposed to like giving to the ACLU, things like that. Mother's Day is $9 and Father's Day is $18, which I'm setting aside. I think it's because Father's Day I started a little later, and then Christmas is going to be $75. For my Holy Guacamole fund, so new phone is $32.80. New computer is $30.86. That's kind of high, but I want to have them fully funded in 2 years. And then my apartment's $50. Furniture can be expensive, but as you can see, I don't have much furniture or decorations. I did get this sofa for free. My sister offered it to me from a place that she works for. So moving to LA is $100. I've been seriously, before it was like a dream or a goal to move back to LA. I visit there every week. And there's just so much to do in LA. My main thing is I like living alone. I like having my own space. It's more affordable here than in LA. I would definitely be spending more money once I'm there, and I'd definitely be going out more once I'm there as well. So overall, expenses would just increase. However, I am getting older. Sometimes I get sick, and sometimes it's just nice to be around friends, family, my boyfriend. They all live down there. And over here just saving my money. But I also like prefer the people in LA, and yeah, it's not so much, I actually prefer the weather where I am here. And yeah, I'm content here. Either way, either choice is gonna be great for me, I think. But I just have to I've been thinking about it more seriously. Like, you gotta move in with your boyfriend. We've been dating for years, a long time, and it's time for that next step. Maybe, who knows? I just know that it's gonna be like at least $5,000 that I need to do that move. And since I've been thinking about it more seriously, I'm gonna start setting aside money for that. We'll see how it goes. I have tried it before, but wedding, I was asked to be a maid of honor, so I'm setting aside $136.37. Work Christmas events, $50, which is a lot, but it does cover because I work from home every day except for one. I have one office day. So whenever I need like a new headset or something like that, that's covered. When I need to contribute to birthdays, it's covered through there. When I need to contribute to Christmas related celebrations, kind of gifts, that comes out of there. And it helps me kind of think, this one I really don't want, but I live in a society, so I'm not gonna be the one like, no, I'm not gonna give $10 for so-and-so's birthday because I don't want to. It's just not, I'm not going to be that person. Maybe in the future, something to aspire to. Taxes and yearly memberships, these are placeholders. I usually cover them with refunds or credit card cash back. A sweet place, that tea is $5. I used to set aside more because I was drinking matcha, but then I started getting stomach problems and my doctor told me not to drink caffeine for the moment. I haven't been eating certain things for a few weeks. So tea is going to be $5 for now. Books is $20. Now, I really aspire to buy physical books from my local bookstore. However, like Libby always comes through with the audiobooks and the ebook borrowing thing through our library. Right now, I currently have James as an ebook, and then Billy Summers as the audiobook through Libby. So they just keep me very well, like I'm very satisfied with their service at the library. But books, $20 because I do want to buy, there's 3 books on my list that I want to have physical copies of because I like writing on them. Clothing is going to be $40. Restaurants is $100. Usually I tend to eat out once a month. I normally don't go out to eat. So if I have leftover money, I keep it in there just in case like a big dinner comes up, or I use it to cover my groceries if I go over because I like spending money at Costco, like with organic fruits and vegetables, all that stuff. A lot of frozen items, but also I bought a big jug of mango juice. And what I did is I'm going to freeze half of it and then use the other half. And yeah. Shopping is $50. Entertainment is going to be $30. Usually I save up that amount, the $30 a month, to be able to buy like tickets for a show for me and my boyfriend, things like that. Beauty is $20 and skincare is $10. Maybe I might add a hair category so I can get a nice cut. My hair was like this much longer and I recently just cut it like that. But I do want to go to a hairstylist and pay $300 for a beautiful cut and blowout. Maybe I'll take it out from beauty, or maybe I'll have it as its own expense. Because also, I stopped getting my eyebrows done and my mustache because it's almost like $30 for both. That's a lot of money just for hair. But it makes me, I will take that out of beauty. Yeah, beauty / makeup. But hair is also expensive. This is what I'm trying to say. Hair is expensive. So like for the haircut and the stash and the eyebrows, it could have its own category. But first, my nephew's braces. That's what I need to do. So skincare is $10. Travel is $125 right now. For the past few months, I have not been putting or setting aside money for my travel category. I've just been front loading other expenses with the extra that I have. Usually at the end of the month, I've had like $500 extra to set aside. But then I took a spontaneous trip to Vancouver for my birthday. And whenever I suggest trips to my boyfriend, he always says yes. Yeah, I realized I have to be realistic and at least set some money aside to travel. Because the reason I did that is because it was my birthday, but also it's like, you just never know health-wise. We're so lucky to be able to walk long distances, use public transportation, do all that stuff. And anything can happen in the future. We might not be able to walk 20,000 steps a day. And yeah, I'm just taking advantage. My knee does hurt, the left knee, on occasion. So seize the day. And then investing. So investing again, money's going into my pension and my 457B automatically before anything hits my account. but I'm also going to increase my Roth IRA to $625 a month so that I'm able to max it out. No money for my brokerage because I don't have money. So that's pretty much it. That's how I'm going to be budgeting out my salary for next year. I don't see the categories is really what I wanted to go over mostly. And I do use YNAB to budget for those every month, every paycheck, and then track them. So I think the only thing I would add would be, again, maybe instead of beauty, I'd break that up into two and make it makeup and then hair. So that might be the only change that I see in 2026. Other than that, all the other categories are pretty set. I hope you guys have a great year. Let's do this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, by the way.